Good afternoon. What I intend to demonstrate this afternoon in this short video clip is the interaction between two internet programs. One is an internet client, the other is an internet server. And the point of this demonstration is that using TCP, the client can actually send the server some data in order that the server process that data. And the actual processing involved in this example is very, very simple. I want to send some text to the server, and all the server is going to do is to translate the sentence received into uppercase. But it doesn't take very much imagination um, to think in terms of, well, maybe what the client is doing is to send the data, send a line of Russian, and the server is actually going to translate that line of Russian into English. So let's run the two um, pieces of software. One is a client, and as you can see, it's creating. I think you can see that it's creating a socket on port 99 of the host machine, and that the host machine by convention is called 127.0.0.1, and the server is actually listening on socket 99, and it's actually going to create a server socket, but I'll explain what that is a bit later on. So let's first of all run the server and see what happens. So I'm running the server, and there's a little line telling me that it's actually running. Not very informative, but it's alive and kicking. And then I'm going to run the client. So it's going to make a connection with the server. And I've probably shown you this server pair of programs before, but I just want to remind you of the possibilities of TCP. So the client is actually going to enable me to type some text in the command line. This command line is in the command line of the of sorry about that, of the client. So I'm going to press return and let's see what happens. Well, almost immediately the line is sent back fully processed, and this line is up. That was the original line, and with a lovely misspelling of text, TEZT, and it's been processed. It's been converted into uppercase characters. That's all I wanted to show you at this point, other than the fact that here we have a class called TCP client. Here we have the main method, and we have some key software items here involving reading from the stream system.in, and that's the keyboard. And I'm going to create an input stream reader, so it can actually read chunks. It can actually read lines if needs be. This line creates a socket, and if you remember from the session I had last time, to form a connection with a remote piece of software, TCP software, you can create a socket by specifying the IP address of the remote piece of software or server, and specify the port that you actually want to communicate on. On the other hand, you've got the echo server class. Here's the main method as before. You've got all um, the software that does all the work, lines of code that does all the work, and we're using a buffered reader and blah blah blah, and we're connecting to the stream that's been created when the server itself created a socket, server socket here. Okay, so the detail doesn't matter very much at the moment because we're going to have a look at the construction of a client and a server, possibly this afternoon. Okay, so it works, and the server could be running in the Donetsk region, or Moscow or St. Petersburg, and this program is running on my laptop here in London. So I'm going to just close